Hey everyone, this is James. It's March 30th, about 7:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is the 4-hour chart of Bitcoin. This is BTC USD on the Bitfinex exchange. So every single bar represents 4 hours. Basically, first off, I want to say this is not investment advice. Second of all, I like to go over the overall trend, and we are currently in a downtrend since last year. December of last year is what I meant. So we have moved in a continuous downtrend, a series of lower highs. Like I've said in my previous videos, I've drawn this out multiple times. This is for new viewers, but this is what we're in, a series of lower highs, a series of lower lows. The question is now, do we hold above 6,000 or do we break below 6,000? I am a firm believer that if we head towards 6,000, we are going to break through it. Yes, there may be a bounce and there may be a small little guppy rally to get everyone excited that price is double bottoming, but I think there's a high likelihood we just tear right through that 6,000 bottom, even after the bounce. So it would just be, to me, what I would call a sucker's rally, and price would definitely head much lower. Somewhere that I could see price possibly going would be probably about the 5,500 range. That's where the last big buyers came into the market that turned around the market. So this was a big area that obviously created some serious upside for Bitcoin, and that was around the 5,500 range, 5,600. But anyways, let me zoom in here real quick, and that way we can go over things. So everything, let me kind of point out this too. All the runs that have occurred in Bitcoin, right? We had the 6,000 to about 11,786, I think it was. Almost, let's just call it 11,800, right? So 11,800. So we had a big run from the 6,000 to here. But now look, the rest of the runs have just gotten smaller and smaller and smaller. And the downside is long. It's small. Look at that line. Look at this line. The question is, where are we going to end up here? It looks like the runs to the downside are getting longer and longer. So the question is now, like I've said in my previous video, I am bearish on Bitcoin here based on the recent price action, based on the series of lower highs. I thought here in this area we were going to break back above this zone and then possibly continue a run higher, just creating some consolidation in that area, and that we would hold this uptrend line. We unfortunately broke through that line, double tap that line, and then continued downward. We have some serious selling pressure here, as you can see from the blue line, and then the increased selling pressure, as you can see from the orange line here. If price cannot break above this orange line, it is going to head downward, and I could see price arriving to about maybe the 6,300 zone on the Bitfinex exchange, which is about $500 cheaper than where it currently is now. If we start tumbling there, we are getting very close to that 6,000 bottom. Now, I've always said in my videos that I thought Bitcoin would put in a higher low and then we would change direction and we would have a nice subtle slope and a nice subtle rise to the market, like something you would see in the stock market, something you would see in the fiat market, and etc. But anyways, to make it short, if we start heading down this way, we are very, very close to that 6,000 bottom. And yes, there may be a push up, but I do not see that push going very far, especially when we see what is happening, that the runs to the upside are getting smaller and smaller, and then the obvious sell-offs are getting longer and longer. So I'm not in the bull camp on this at all. I don't really see anything that is shouting jump in and buy in this area. Like I said, it's not investment advice, but even from myself personally, this is not something that I am trying to catch here because I can see exactly what's occurring in this market. Like I said, there may be a pop, but I don't think it's going to be a very significant rally in Bitcoin. If for some reason it is, right, and we do, let's say we hit this area, right? We hit the 6,300 zone, we break through the orange line, or not even, let's just say anywhere between here, where we are now, and 6,300. If we hit from here, break through the orange line, break through the blue line, and then break through the red line, and then use that line as a basically springboard to push off of, I will change my current outlook on Bitcoin. And then obviously the analysis that I'm presenting to you right now would obviously be negated. But that would take some serious buying pressure. And I just do not see that. I see price getting fatigued every time. And like I said, the pushes to the upside are getting smaller and smaller. And we can obviously see what's occurring here in this market. So right now, I'm sitting on the sidelines. I want to see what price is going to do, what price is going to unfold. I know there's everyone out there wants to catch the bottom and they want to, have the bragging rights and so forth. But until I see a series of higher highs and higher lows, then I have a very negative outlook on Bitcoin, unfortunately. So we'll see what unfolds this weekend. It is a long weekend because it's a holiday weekend. With Easter. So Friday was Good Friday. The U.S. Stock market's closed. The futures is closed. And nothing is going to reopen until Monday. So from here, we could continue a downslide. And somewhere between Sunday night and Monday, if there is going to be a reversal, I think the reversal will present itself then. If we have a short reversal here in the meantime and a breakout, I do not think it's going to be sustained, and I think we will eventually head lower. But anyways, that's the analysis for tonight. Basically, the red line, which would be the line that negates my analysis, that would change my outlook on the price action currently, is around 7,600 to 7,700, depending on how fast price moves into time and space. From there, I see the downside as potentially 6,300, and if we get to 6,300, then I think there's a large possibility we're going to retest the 6,000 low. There may be a bounce, but I just, I really don't see it. I would not put my money on this at all because it's so close that if there is no buying support at 6,000, price is going to tear through. And I think it's going to tear through a pretty significant momentum, unfortunately. We can see a failure to break out of this negative down line set. And basically what this represents, for viewers watching, is this is the price action between buyers and sellers. These are lines that basically gauge on where price is going to become fatigued. So obviously, if price was to break out of here, price would not be fatigued, meaning there are more buyers in the market than there are sellers. However, based on this frequency, price is fatigued. There are more sellers in this market and they have complete control over this market. And what that means is that every spike, every run is going to be sold into as a profit opportunity. So, who knows where these sellers, who knows where their cost basis is. It could be significantly deeper than where price currently is. And that would be easy, because there's a lot of people that entered into this market back into here. And there's a lot of people that are in the low thousands. A lot of big money is in the low thousands and much, much lower. So anywhere in this area is a pretty good return for them, especially when you start talking about millions, tens of millions, and hundreds of millions of dollars. Okay, obviously it cannot all be dumped at once, because if it was, it would create complete chaos in the market. Now, this is not me talking about the nail in the coffin for Bitcoin. Okay, so I know some people are going to run away with that and be like, oh, this guy's calling for the end of Bitcoin. That's not it. The thing is that we could potentially have more downside, and there's nothing wrong with that, okay? Where there is chaos, there is always opportunity. I do not believe this market has experienced chaos. Why? Because look at all the bullish articles that are out there. There are crazy price figures out there, from $25,000 to $1 million for Bitcoin. So we'll see, and even higher than that. But anyways, so we'll see what happens. But basically, we could break lower, and it would be good for the market. It would reset that sentiment. It would get everybody off balance. It would get everybody into the wrong mindset. and then it would allow price to have a big sustained run, because that's what you need. You need the chaos. You need a large majority of the investors thinking price is going down, and it is going to continue going down. And then when price reverses, everybody on the sideline says, okay, I guess it's over, and they all jump in, and that's what causes the bigger runs. So we'll see that. But right now, we don't see that at all. At all. From 6,000 to here was almost a 100% return. From 9,300 to 11 is obviously significantly less, and it has just gotten less and less and less. I think this was about a 20% return right here. So you can obviously see the, I mean, you can visually see it. I don't have to keep reiterating myself here. But anyways, that's it for tonight. We'll see what transpires over the weekend. I'm not expecting much here. There may be some whipsawing back and forth to shake out both longs and shorts, and then anticipating a lower run, and then from there determining on whether the bottom is going to be above 6,000 or we're going below 6,000. So I will talk to everybody tomorrow evening, and we'll see what unfolds tonight. Like I said, these are 4-hour bars. Every single bar represents 4 hours. So even the next bar could be another 4 hours. We could literally be 8 to 12 hours into this before price really does make a solid decision on the Bitfinex exchange for BTC USD. So thank you for your time. Thank you for your support. If you do like the video, please like, comment, subscribe, follow, all that fun stuff. You can also learn more about me on my site, geometriccharts.com. At the bottom, there's all my social media links. I also have a free Slack channel that everybody's welcome to join. It's cryptocurrency oriented. There's a lot of people there who do share their opinions, news, charts, and etc. It's just a very good community to be a part of if you're interested in the cryptocurrency market. So other than that, I hope everybody has a great night or great day, depending on where you are, and I hope you have a great weekend as well.